environmental footprint. Have you heard of the phrase, watch the feet, not the mouth? It's short for saying, watch someone's actions more than their words. Today, everywhere we see companies and products posting labels like eco-friendly, natural, biodegradable, or green. But does that mean that they're actually good for the environment? To figure that out, we need to look at not their words, but at their footprint. Everything you use, from blue jeans to orange juice to toilet paper, has an environmental footprint. And while you've probably heard of a carbon footprint, to know a product's real environmental impact, we need to look beyond just carbon emission. An environmental footprint is made up of all the planet's resources that a product uses and all the toxins it leaves behind over the course of its whole life cycle.
We've all heard the term environmental footprint before, but what do we really understand about it? I thought this film did a great job of teaching us about environmental impact and breaking down the different aspects of a product's life cycle in a way that was very easy to understand. In fact, I watched this with two of my young children, and it had their attention the whole time. They loved the animations and the main character, and they learned quite a bit. So this is a great film for audiences of all ages. It's really going to change the way we buy products and the way that we look at them. And I think that everybody should watch it.
This was kind of cool. It was an animated piece that was seemed like it was more for a younger age, but it worked for adults as well. Very informative about how we leave our carbon footprints. And it was kind of cute because the whole thing is narrated by a foot who sounds like a little boy. It's very informative also in many ways, a call to action, but, reasonable action, plastic bags, paper bags, really in giving opportunities to really assess how sustainable things are in all the phases of their life, every product. And sometimes it's not what you think. But I thought it was very informative and a very cute and entertaining way to get a lot of this information across. So, well done.
It's very informational and enjoyable to watch. The film uses both live and some great animation footage. The animation connects to what the animator is saying. The animator stays on track with the topic on hand.
It was very stylistically cohesive in terms of the way that the animation was designed, and also I enjoyed the different color palettes that were used for different segments of the video. I felt like the language for a film for children was approachable for this subject. I also felt like the pacing was good. It was quick, but it gave us enough time, and I think a younger person enough time to absorb what was being said. And lastly, I felt like the plastic bag versus paper bag versus reusable bag was a great example to show what they were talking about in terms of an environmental footprint, because it's relatable to every person, and it's also something that's like very widely discussed and present. So it's something that we can all take away and immediately take action
Very
with.
informative, short, about environmental footprints, and it's great for kids because it breaks down the basics of environmentalism in a way that's very easy to understand. I liked how it explains the nuances of environmentalism, showing that there's just more than just one factor in understanding and measuring footprints. The animation is really pleasing to the eye, and it's great for the attention spans of children. This is a great short to show young generations, just to get them introduced to the idea of environmentalism and how to make good decisions to live sustainably.
I thought this one was just really, really well made. I love the animation style. I love the narration. I love the use, like a little mascot, paperclip guy, almost as a being a foot. I thought that was very creative. It felt like the entire thing was just very well thought out and cohesive. I like the example of the plastic bag versus paper bag versus tote bag. I think that's a great example for sustainability, usability, and reusability, like all that sort of stuff. I thought that was really cool and very concise and helpful. I think the whole thing was just a success, and I think the filmmakers should be proud of themselves. I think that they got their point across.
Loved this. I thought it was so clever. And, you know, a lot of the time we hear like going green, we hear like reduce, reuse, recycle, we hear all these kind of catchphrases. And for some of these things, I don't think that we truly do understand how that translates in a real way. And so this was really informative, and it is one of those things that like people can claim a lot of the time, like, oh, this is green, that is green, whatever else. But if you look at the feet, if you look at their actions, if you look at their carbon footprint, like all of these things, that'll show the true story and the, you know, how things actually are. And I think it's such a good message, but it was also really informative of some things that are reusable have a higher impact to make because they're meant to be sustainable. So if you're not actually going to be using those things sustainably again and again and again, then getting it is doing more harm than good in the long run. Things like that, and like actually being able to explain in an easy to understand way of like the different levels, I suppose, of sustainability and how it actually breaks down, I thought was really well done, really clever, and like I said, really easy to follow and easy to understand.
Loved this movie. I learned so much from this, that it's more than just making a single strong choice. It's about repeating the choice over and over again. And it's about the footprint. It's not about the plastic bag. It's about the footprint, or any product, really. It was fascinating, just fascinating. Really, really great animation, really engaging. I loved the dialogue. It was very well written, very well performed by the voiceover artist. Really beautifully directed and edited. I just really loved this, and I learned a great deal. So thank you very much for making it, and congratulations.